Hello, and welcome back to my video. And today I'll be continuing with Sherlock Holmes chapter 1 again. All this time, the person with the letter M on it controlling Sherlock Holmes like a fiddle. Looks like the trail has gone cold, but he might be popping in again sometime soon. But for now, I think the most important thing that I need to do is to check the stores and see if I can relive the memories of my house, the mansion that I used to be in. Yeah, that's the word. You know what? Yeah. After that whole shenanigans, a light-hearted case would be a good distraction. Yeah, that's the word. Report number 18-10. Two men were found dead near an open grave at the cemetery. Both victims had bite marks on their necks. Victims John Bowden, graveyard keeper, Said Havis, assistant professor at Cordona Medical College. Suspects Hamil Arki, Tanner, Camille Arki, deceased, reportedly a vampire. Are vampires real? No, right? Witnesses Leandro Barbieri, reporter Joe Pellegrin. Yeah, evidence points to the possible involvement of supernatural forces. Case is pending further investigation. These two should be in the cemetery, right? Yeah. It's this one. Yeah. It's just let's travel to Cordona Cemetery. Where is it? Where's the crime scene? Oh, there it is. An open grave. Empty grave. Two victims, two victims that are not here anymore, and a couple of evidences here. Alright, time to check things out. There's a hat here.
This is a somewhat neglected and dusty hat.
Neglected and dusty.
The stone is rather unwieldy, so it couldn't be used as a weapon. Someone fell and hit their head on it.
Ow. Would that result in an instant death? Probably, right? Something here.
We're dealing with a very immoderate bloodsucker here.
Is it even a vampire? You know what? Before that, let's just get through the other things. Reporter's testimony. I've always had a good nose for a good story. I was strolling about the cemetery when I saw him, the necromancer. I'm not joking. He raised a woman from the grave and ordered her to attack the two men who were close by. Then they both turned into bats and flew away. I was too scared to take photographs of them, but I photographed their victims. This will be a front pager. I was having my supper when Johnny came to dig another grave as usual. There was someone else with him too. I must have dozed off for a while, but when I woke up, everything was a blur. Screaming, howling, then flashes of lightning, but no thunder. Some devilry was at work. I came out to see what was happening, and there was this reporter, Leonard or something. He told me that a vampire had killed two people, mere yards from me. Boy, am I lucky to be alive. Suspect notes. Camille Arki is the brother of the recently deceased Camille Arki. We tried to make him talk, but he's a hard nut to crack. His neighbors saw him leaving his house to put flowers on his sister's grave. They say he returned at dawn looking dirty and tired. Yes, just in case, we also made him eat garlic. No reaction, of course. Okay, this is the victims. John Bowden, 37-year-old, graveyard keeper, blunt force injury to the head, 2 puncture wounds to the neck. Cause of death, massive blood loss from the carotid artery. Victim 2, Said Havis, 56-year-old assistant professor at Cordona Medical College. Slight cut to the leg, blunt force trauma to the head, 2 puncture wounds to the neck, major vessels intact, blood loss minimal. Cause of death, intracranial hemorrhage. So, like blunt objects.
The flowers are still fresh.
The flowers are still fresh because the brother of the victim, yeah, came here like a couple of days back, right? Or yesterday. There's another hat here.
An expensive hat with a few grey hairs stuck to the brim.
There's also this thing.
Someone tore their trousers here.
Alright, around an empty grave. 1, 3, over here. Oh, what is that?
Looks like a set of surgical instruments. One is missing.
Oh, surgical knife? Looks like this is... What is this?
The label is illegible.
Okay, bottle of clear liquid. And is that a note? We've run out of fresh cadavers for dissection. You know what to do. What is that? Oh, and this is the empty crate.
It's not very polite to just drop in on someone unannounced.
Alright, let's test this out. Chemical analysis. Shouldn't be that hard of an issue. 3 and -4. Oh, there's another one here. What's this one? Positive to negative? Okay, let's try this. Link this to this. Ah, okay. That's interesting, so I can just do that. A new function has been added. Alright. Oh, that's too far away. Fine. Here. Come on. There you go. Space to confirm. Success. It is formalin, which is used for embalming corpses. Wait a minute. Are we dealing with some grave robbers or something? That should be the case, right? Yeah, why would they use something to embalm someone and steal someone's corpse from a grave? It's just weird. Oh, what's this?
Nicely roasted.
Ew, that's a roasted rat.
I wonder how even the most destitute always somehow manage to scrape together enough for a drink.
Maybe it's because, like, it's their way of relieving stress.
Psilocybin mushrooms. These are powerful hallucinogens.
Oh, hallucinogens? Maybe that's what happened? Yeah, it's not really vampires. It's just that the person is really high. Oh, what's this? Shovel.
The blade is bent from the impact.
Oh, did someone whack someone with
The
it?
bleeding wasn't severe, there are just a few drops.
Alright. And with that, I could make a deduction. Right. Let's see where this goes. Alright, John, do the work. Wait a minute. Some of them has already been filled up. Oh, actually, now that I think about it, is it something like this? Alright, let's try this one. There
The
you
brother
go.
of the deceased became furious when he caught the anatomist exhuming his sister's body. He killed him with a shovel. The graveyard keeper took to his heels, but didn't get far. He fell, hitting his head on a stone, which rendered him unconscious. With the murderer gone, the reporter who was hiding punctured the neck of the first victim to imitate a bite. But when he did the same to the second victim, he killed an unconscious man. So we have 2 murders and 2 murderers, but no vampires.
Vampires are not so scary when you have grave robbers and journalists running around.
Jeez, that's rather cruel, isn't it? Yeah, the journalist was trying to make a quick buck to make a believable story about vampires. But little did he know that the second man is just unconscious and not dead yet. Yeah, pin this evidence.
Constable Stark, do you believe in vampires?
Hey? What do vampires have to do with anything?
Oh, that's exactly what I thought while looking into the murders at the cemetery. The primary suspect is indeed the murderer, but he's not the only one. The reporter, who so easily fooled everyone with his vampire stories, killed the other victim.
But why would he do that?
He believed the unconscious man to be dead and decided to concoct a thrilling story for his readers.
Oh, thank you, Mr. Holmes. I'll have the conniving little scrub taken in immediately. There's only one case left. Don't let me stop you.
Plenty money. And there's one more case left. The scapegoat. You know what? I'll do that later.
I remember the monument. Cordona's legendary pirate, the Robin Hood of the place.
What?
Do you recall it, John?
I do. I wonder if... What is that?
What? The hand me down? Aha.
Harim of the Silver Hand, the pirate with a golden heart. I told you I remembered him.
Hey, Sherlock, I'm up here. Guess what I've found? A riddle, and it's about a treasure. Listen to this.
What? John, you've surpassed yourself.
On the top of the monument was carved the first in a chain of riddles, which, as John suggests, lead to the Silver Hand's lost treasure. The first riddle, a hand with treasure, a quest so sweet, stand where years road and crooked Saint Street meet. A few steps towards the moss, left at the first stairs, and find the courtyard a wishing well shares.
Come on, Sherry. This is just like the old days. Sherlock and John on a pirate's treasure adventure.
Alright, John. I'll do that, but first of all, let me check other things.
Salty breeze, old ruins, dusty roads. Do you recall clambering over these walls as a child?
Perhaps. Did we find something at the top?
A mad road. What's this one? As the Fortress of Holy Spirit. Back then we found something and John claimed to have a plan for it. Ooh.
Ah, it was an old skull. What a lucky find for a pair of young adventurers.
It was easier to climb these walls back then. Not merely because we're older, but because the ruins are too. Of course. You said we needed to bury him. Do you remember where?
Oh, one would think burying a human skull would stick in the mind, but somehow... no.
Have to look for more clues. Oh,
An old man was standing here as we passed.
Oh yes, I remember his face as we flew by with a skull in our hands.
He looked as shocked as our grisly companion.
alright, where should I go now? Over there. Ooh. Am I just following them?
Nothing ever bothers an old Ottoman backgammon player.
Ah, is this a place where you buried it? Ooh, there's something here.
This wasn't the right place for a funeral. We were looking for somewhere more appropriate.
Funny, nowadays you love putting men behind bars.
You're a fellow of infinite jest, aren't you? The water level was higher back then.
I remember swimming through this mire while trying not to breathe in the horrible odour.
Try not to swim in this kind of water. It's probably not good. Oh, is this a place?
This is where we buried it. It seems that with time, our friend has emerged once more.
Why did you guys bury this?
The skull is ancient. Its likeliest owner was one of the Knights Hospitaller who died during the siege of the fortress. I remember now, you said this skull was my father's.
A child's imagination is a powerful tool. You needed this. A burial process of your own. A ritual so you could begin to grieve.
Here hung those lips that I have kissed, I know not how oft. I felt so alone back then, John. Uncertain. Abandoned by my father.
I know.
The skull wasn't his, though it may as well have been. In the earth, all of us look alike. But putting this man to rest, it did help.
I'm glad, Sherry.
I find myself rather tempted to keep it. If not for sentimental value, then it's archaeological merit.
Supposed skull of someone and money. Just what did I get? Supposed skull of Sherlock Holmes. But this is not really his father's skull, isn't it? It's just made for show, made for fun, or something like that. I should probably look it up as to like what I can do. But let's try going to the Stonewood Manor for a bit. Maybe there's some surprising things that has happened while I was doing my adventures or something.
A manor all to ourselves. Can you believe it, Sherry? I have so many ideas.
I mean, it's not really our manor. But is there some new things here?
Mycroft's umbrella, the only outgoing thing in his wardrobe.
Just the umbrella. Is that it?
One of the first things I saw when entering this house as a child. It's like deja vu.
Another memory
Oh.
incoming, Sherry.
Strange. I struggle to recall anything about the day we moved in. The only detail I'm sure of is that it was raining early that morning.
What? There's more to this? Did I just like... What's the name? Delay the main story? Because I don't know what to do? Alright. John asked me to remember our first day on Cordona. We arrived early in the morning. It was raining.
There was always a hat on our stand, but I'm sure it did not belong to Mycroft. Our mother brought a slew of belongings with her. She refused to leave a single thing in London. Mycroft had to spend the whole day dealing with it.
She just doesn't want to leave anything behind, I guess.
This trip was a challenge for our mother. I tried to help her.
Do you feel it? Is it the air shimmering, or is it my imagination?
What happened? Oh. What? I can make a deduction? Is this a deduction? But like, what is this? Okay. So, Holmes should be there. This should be Mycroft. Is that Mycroft? And this should be someone else. I click on the wrong thing. There you go. And there you go. Definitely not this one. There you go.
Your neighbors will be told that Mrs. Holmes is suffering from tuberculosis. It is common to move closer to the sea in such cases.
Thank you, Dr. Richter. No, Sherlock, step away from her. Upstairs, go to your room.
Lean on me, Mother. Take your time.
Actually, I never heard her coughing. I remember now.
What did you remember? We arrived in the early morning of a rainy day. Sherry's mother was weak and unsteady, so he tried to help her. Mycroft was very serious while dealing with luggage. When he saw Sherlock trying to help his mother up, he commanded him to go upstairs to our room. The last person to arrive was the doctor, Otto Richter, who said that the neighbors will believe that Violet has tuberculosis. Sherry just realized that he never heard her coughing.
Oh, I feel dizzy. It's stuffy in here, isn't it?
John, are you all right?
I'll be okay in a minute. How about we find our room in the meantime?
You're good, John. A new Mind Palace clue. Been a while since I've used this. This and this. Mycroft hid the truth about the death of our mother and lied when he told me that she died because of tuberculosis. But why would he lie? Yeah, there's no record of Sherlock's mother's death.
I remember how angry Mycroft was about these marks. He called it a frivolous, childish endeavor.
Frivolous, childish endeavor. Alright, is this the one that's open?
Look at this. It's like traveling 10 years into the past with a single step. oddly satisfying.
Oh, it's his room. Too bad that it's boarded up though.
A magnificent tool made for a spurious purpose, staring into the sky. I've definitely found a better use for it.
You
What's
mean
this one?
for spying on people?
Where is spying on? I guess you can use that for investigation and stuff.
Interesting. What's that over there?
What is this? A key?
This doorknob has a cross-shaped end. Too intricate to be merely a handle.
You know what? That definitely looks like a key. Let's poke around and see if we can find any secrets.
Alright.
The only fiction book on my table. I can still hear my mother reading it to me.
We can find the key later. For now, it's time to examine everything.
So many pleasant evenings were spent here with the Encyclopedia Americana.
Looks like you had a pretty fun time here. But what happened?
Look at this, John. Remember how desperately I wanted to learn the violin? I never had a proper opportunity.
Such a shame. I always hated the rule about being silent in this place.
Really? No noise? So Sherlock Holmes never really tried to... What is this?
Need to repeat this one day, but with bullets.
Oh, that's not bullets. Okay. And that's like Sherlock's doing.
Sharp and well balanced. It would be a pity to leave such a tool behind.
What's this one?
One of John's first pictures. I think this was supposed to be Mycroft. He really has improved his skills since then.
John?
This brings back memories. We used this old diary to keep track of our adventures. I think it was my father's. John, do you think we can visit some of the places mentioned in the diary for old time's sake?
Why not? Nothing like a stroll down memory lane. Note down the places you'd like to visit, and I'll add what I remember of them.
Alright. Wait, how does John draw? I know that like people can draw, but like, isn't John imaginary?
Oh, it reminds me of our neighbour. He had the same balloon in his yard, only bigger. Do you remember?
Yes. We visited him several times while living here.
Like a hot air balloon. Oh, what's this?
Cannot believe all my toys are still here.
Hey, they were not just yours. They were half mine too.
What is this toy? Is this even a toy?
An artifact from Palau carved out of bone and claimed to be 300 years old. My mother proved it was a fake. My very favorite plaything. It was the perfect pirate treasure.
Well, it does have use then.
The first chemical laboratory I ever made. I almost miss its elegant simplicity.
Chemical laboratory. And what is this?
Coal dust from Miner's End, sandy dirt from the old city. We scoured the island top to bottom for these soil samples.
Yeah, but what are you going to use that for? Ooh,
Oh, these must be the notes of my earliest observations. We wanted to locate a particular dog we'd spotted, and we met it, didn't we? I'll never forget how challenging it was to obtain this simple sketch.
did you steal it or something? What do you mean obtain a simple sketch? Alright, looks like that's done. What do you have to say?
This time I was first to pick beds. This one's mine now.
Oh, is there more than one room? I do have something on the Mine Palace. Because it fits. That neighbor on the island that was friends with my family. That's it, nothing else. There it is.
Perfect match.
Oh,
My small archive of crime clippings. Maybe I should pick up this habit again.
and what is this?
Still has a faint odor of tobacco, one of the few things on this island that smell like home. Made of cherry wood, father's favorite.
The pipe of Sherlock Holmes, or Sherlock Holmes, a small straight smoking pipe made of cherry wood that belonged to Sherry's late father. We had to hide it from Violet, as she didn't know we stole it from his cabinet in London. The wood is old, its surfaces worn from frequent use, but it has been well maintained. A faint scent of tobacco lingers. Sherlock has taken his father's pipe with him. I sense it carries considerable sentimental value.
I knew you'd find it in no time.
Challenge 1. Hidden treasure. Another mine palace? What is like this and this? No? What is this? The family friend. Well, there are no records about my mother's death. We had a family friend on Cordona. He may know something. How is that related? Also, casebook thing. There are no records about my mother's death, but I do recall an old family friend we had here in Cordona. An eccentric man named Theodore Gilden. He was missing the little finger on his right hand, and if he still lives here, he may be able to shed some light on her passing. He used to live in one of the neighboring houses near the creek bridge, and he had a gas balloon in his yard.
Wasn't that neighbour missing a finger?
That does sound vaguely familiar. Wasn't his name, Theodore? Theodore Gilden, perhaps?
It's the perfect time to investigate.
Theodore Gilden. Alright, I've thought about it, and I think this is where I'll end this video right here. I know this is a pretty short one, but I kind of feel like that if I continue to examine or to explore, the video will be longer than I had expected, and I'm kind of running on a time crunch here because I passed out, not passed out, but like I fell asleep early in the evening. Yeah, a time where I should be recording this, but now I'm recording this way late, so I don't really have a lot of time to spare. But the next one, I'll be sure to do it the usual way so that I can make this video pretty long for you guys, so that I won't have to do this in bursts of small sections or something. Yeah, I think that's the word. But for now, thank you so much for watching this episode of Sherlock Holmes Chapter 1, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye!